Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Hordes of the Underdark. Last episode was entirely spent on fighting the Maker, who was in here. All he had was this golem machine activator, which can only be used by sorcerers and wizards. I don't know if we can instruct one of our allies to use it, but regardless...
that's it for you! Take that!
Now we can actually loot this place. Withering. This ghastly magical staff is the leg bone of the evil Condorus Vilemoth, a wickedly evil Pale Master who lost his limb and his life to a brave but nameless paladin. Vilemoth's pupils took the limb, polished it, and enchanted it with the magic of their master. Enhancement bonus +6, only usable by Pale Master, and has animate dead. Lich Skull. Hans Kludgen spent his life assisting the Archmage Kledos. He traveled for many years across the world to hunt for arcane components to assist Kledos in the wizard's many rituals. Kledos rewarded Hans one fateful day by decapitating the faithful assistants and through a rare ritual, transforming the half-orc's skull into this powerful helmet. Hans, always the dutiful assistant, had delivered his final components to his master. Only usable... well, Red Dragon Disciple, I could give that to Deacon. And here we have Epic Gloves of Concentration, Visibility, Emerald, and Wand of Negative Energy. Well, the concentration gloves could be helpful. Alchemist Apparatus, many potions. Anything else around here? A couple bookcases. With a ton of scrolls. And this is a golem construction machine. The spell conduit appears to be nothing more than a simple pillar etched with strange markings. Obviously, it has not been activated yet. Placing all the necessary elements onto the main table of the golem construction machine will likely trigger the conduit, making it receptive to your spells. But I don't have spells. I can't do this. I don't know what the components are. Holy crap, that's a lot of bones. Well, either way, we have a golem construction machine that I can't actually open. Somehow this doesn't really surprise me. Anyway, Deacon, I'm going to give you Lich Skull instead of the Copper Helmet. So I think you can use it. Should be able to. Yes, you can. And Athira, you can have the Copper Helmet, and I'll give you the Epic Gloves of Concentration because you cast some spells. Anyway, no, not that. Deacon, I am going to give you...
me can't do that.
All of these scrolls. All of them. The Wand of Negative Energy can be used by a bard. Okay. I will also give you these wands. You are going to get all of this. Every last bit. I don't know how much of it you're going to use in the middle of combat. I don't know how much of it is actually going to be useful during combat. I'm just blanketedly giving you everything. honestly, you know what? I'm going to... While long arm is good, it's just not as good, so... I'm going to hold on to the +6 longbow. I'm going to hold on to the +6 long... I'm going to hold on to the +6 longbow. Thank you. Oh wait, there were more scrolls in here. And more wands, too. And there we go. Okay. Wait, where's this Ring of Spellbound? Spellcraft +10, dispel magic once a day. I completely forgot that I had that. Why do we have 2 bunches of potions of lore? Oh, and protection from alignment. Only other thing is, I have no idea if we can use this if we give it to her. No. So, this Golem Machine Activator is effectively useless. Because we can't use this Golem Machine. We don't know what exactly we're supposed to do in order to activate it. Okay, I guess we'll leave. And this heads back to the upper ruins.
I cannot.
And we can open it there. Okay. Let's leave. Oh. Hello.
Yes.
Dahana and the other Duergar approach you. You notice their weapons are drawn and that they have packed up their camp. Dahana appears uncomfortable, as if she is ashamed of what is about to happen.
Look, boss! Them Duergar is coming to give us a welcome back surprise party! Wait. Deacon not think this a party at all. Too bad. Deacon wants cake.
I'm sorry, Deacon, the cake is a lie.
You were in that dungeon an awfully long time. It gave me a chance to talk things over with my crew. We've decided we don't much like someone else moving in on our island.
Your island? What are you talking about?
We've been working this island for nearly 20 years. We've paid our dues in sweat and blood, and we've defended our claim against all comers. It's nothing personal, Surfacer. We need that salvage from the Maker's Lab to earn our living. We can't just let you walk off with your pick of the best stuff. We were here first. By rights, we deserve a share of anything you found.
Easy there. Maybe we could work out a deal. Athira spits on the ground.
You would bargain with this Hargluck?
If you give us 10,000 gold pieces, we'll let you go on your way without any trouble. If not, we'll take what's rightfully ours by force.
I'll give you 1,000 gold, no more. Dahana considers your counteroffer carefully, calculating the chances of her group against you. Finally, she nods in acceptance. The soldiers behind Dahana begin to murmur excitedly, but she cuts them off with a sharp hand gesture. She takes the offered coins and says,
I'm glad this was done without bloodshed. Well, at least you're being courteous while you rob us. That's more than I expected from your kind.
The leader of the Duergar shakes her head. I'm sorry for this, but we count on these expeditions to survive. Each time we come back, we find less and less good metal. We're growing desperate. That's okay. There's no hard feelings. Our expedition here is over now, Surfacer. We're heading back to our homes and our families. I can't honestly say whether we will come back to this island again. In any case, we wish you luck, Surfacer. Remember, the Underdark is a dangerous place. Indeed. While I do understand their side of things, well, we did do a lot of the work. They could still loot it. They could still find stuff in there, but...
Welcome.
I need passage back to the Seer's camp. Alright. Before we continue anything else back here, I'm going to go and speak with the Seer. Then we're gonna sell all this crap we found. Alright, Seer.
I trust all goes well. Have you any news to report?
Have you made any progress in your efforts to weaken the Valsharess and her followers?
I have. I have found some golem allies willing to fight with us. The golems are powerful creatures. Thank you, Liam. I am certain they will be of great aid to us in the battle to come. Have you word of anything else? That's all for now. You have already done much for our cause, Liam. You have my gratitude. Is there anything else? No, I should go. Thank you. Now that I think about it, I wonder if Nathira and Deacon have anything to say.
Is there something you need? I suppose we can spare a few moments away from
Nathira
our
does.
quest to speak.
I want to know more about House Kantar. House Kantar is no more. It was destroyed by the Valsharess. When I decided to join the Red Sisters, I realized I would have to accept that and move on. Didn't you want revenge? Revenge served no purpose in my survival. The Red Sisters gave me back some of what I had lost. Power, prestige, influence. The cost of that was allying with my former enemy. Of course, once I met the Seer, I changed my allegiance to Elistray and rejected the Valsharess in my former life. I'm glad you did. Otherwise, we would never have met. You certainly know how to make a girl feel good, Liam. Thank you for the compliment. That means a lot to me, Liam, especially given what some of the others feel. There are some who see me as an opportunist, jumping from side to side. They don't realize the truth. My conversion to Elistray is completely different than when I switched my alliance from House Kantar to the Valsharess. That was a move of convenience. The other is a change of belief. I'm not sure I understand. In joining the Seer, I sacrificed all I had gained with the Red Sisters, and I allied myself with the weaker party in this conflict. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't truly believe what the Seer stood for. Elistray showed me a new way to live my life. I was given a new cobalt, a new path. I know the way ahead will be difficult, but in my heart I know it is right. You don't have to walk this path alone, Athira. I'll be there to help you. She smiles at you warmly. I know you will, Liam. And I know that whatever may come, it will be easier because you are with me. Athira takes a deep breath before speaking again. I'm glad we had this conversation, Liam, but we won't stop our enemies simply by talking. We should really be moving on.
Deacon?
Deacon has nothing to say. Alright. If I may, wait here until I return. And Valen,
How can I assist you?
I believe we have some talking to do.
I am yours to come.
I want to know more about you. He watches you for a moment, his expression betraying the uncertainty behind his fierce eyes. If you wish to speak, I would prefer another subject than myself. I would talk about the Seer. Why? Do you still think I will betray her? Possibly. I think you need to know just how important the Seer is to me, to everyone who follows her. I intend to protect her at all costs. I am unsure how much knowledge you have of the Plains, Liam. I suspect little, in which case the Blood Wars mean nothing to you. Is that so? You'd be correct. I have no idea what that is. The Blood Wars are the ages-old conflict between the demons of the Abyss and the devils of Baptism. We have battled so long and so ferociously that the war is now part of our blood. There is no true hope of winning. Just one battle after the next is fought whenever demons and devils encounter each other. An endless cycle of rage and bloodshed. I was recruited into those battles. He looks away from you, his eyes taking on a haunted cast. For years I fought in the Outer Plains as something less than a soldier. I was a beast. Why did you fight if you didn't like it? I had little choice. I was a slave, you see, the property of my demonic master. He threw me into each battle, and I fought to survive. How long did this go on? Valen thinks for a moment. I cannot be sure. Much of my time in the Abyss was spent in incoherent rage. Perhaps 20 years, or time has little meaning there. How were you recruited? I was captured. I spent all of my youth fleeing from the Blood War, but I was scooped up by the demons and made a battle slave anyway. Continue your tale. The Blood Wars made me into the warrior I am. He nods to his armor and weapons, though it meant nothing to me. I was a mindless soldier, no more. My infernal masters encouraged the demonic blood that was within me. I was beholden to it. I reveled in it, and was desperate to please my masters with each opponent I slaughtered. There was nothing in me that was human, and that meant less than nothing to me. Until the Seer found me. She came to the Abyss? He shakes his head. No. The first time I saw her, I was summoned along with my master to your world by a spell. To fight against the Seer, in fact. A drow priestess had called us, and so we were beholden to do battle. During the attack, I came to face with the Seer, and she looked into my soul. I have no other way to describe it. We were banished back to the plains, but the memory of the Seer stayed with me. It haunted my dreams. For the first time in decades, I began to remember the life I once had. It can't have been easy considering where you were. His voice is flat. It wasn't. But she hadn't even done anything to you. Not directly, no. But I think she was the first person who had really looked at me. Therefore, she made me look at myself. I didn't like what I saw. What happened next? He pauses, closing his eyes. My master sensed my difficulty. I was tortured. For months or years, I really could not tell. I only remember that it was agony beyond measure. Demons know how to torture. Eventually, I was able to escape Grimashed. For a moment, Valen's eyes take on a haunted look. I made my way to your world, an alien place for a planner such as me, and searched until I found the Seer. She healed my wounds and spoke to me. She offered to help me if I wanted it. She saved me in every way that one can be saved. Your master didn't try to get you back? Valen smirks. Yes, he did. He was unsuccessful. It seems that all my skill at killing devils also applies just as well to demons. Imagine that. I thought it necessary to tell you all this simply so you know how truly important the Seer is to me. I would never betray her, or allow her to be betrayed. I'm not going to betray anyone, Valen. You have to trust me. He grimaces. I'm sorry, I do not mean to make accusations. I simply thought you should know that. At any rate, let's move on. Tell me more about your time in the Abyss. He looks at you curiously. You want me to speak about my time spent fighting? Whatever for? I'm curious. I find your past interesting. He thinks about it for a long moment, and then finally shrugs. There is no harm in discussing my past. Ask what you will of me. What did you do before you were taken captive? I was a young lad in the streets of Sigil, if you must know. An orphan since my mother had died, and a thief when I could get away with it. What is Sigil? I've never heard of it. Sigil is the most famous city of the plains. The great city of doors, as it is sometimes called. All planners have walked its streets at one time or another. Most of the citizens of Sigil would no doubt be offended to hear that anyone from your world has never heard of it. It is an odd place, beautiful and hidden, hideous and dangerous and all in between. How did your mother die? His eyes grow sad. She was murdered by a customer, so I was told. What did she do? I would rather not say. A blush can be seen rising on his cheeks. Suffice it to say that she partook in a very old profession. My mother worked for a very greedy and selfish demoness. I am certain that the demoness killed her because she did not perform sufficiently 1 month when she was ill. The demoness disliked mortal frailty, and disliked me even more. I was on the street, homeless, within an hour of my mother's death. Sounds terrible. He nodded. And not unusual for Sigil in the slightest. It is a cruel place. So you were a thief? Indeed. It was long ago, so I've no skills from those days, but at the time I was one of the finest urchin pickpockets in the hive. I guess you did what you had to. He nods. Sigil is a merciless place, even for children. I was but one of many who starved most of the time, death but a moment away. How did you get captured? In Sigil, devils and demons walk the streets along with many other types of creatures. It is not an uncommon sight. One day, a demon by the name of Gramash saw me. He saw the demon's blood within me and scooped me up. There was no escaping him. I suppose I should be thankful that he saw a use for me, else I would likely have been nothing more than a snack for him that day. Alright, other questions. Were there many others like you in the Abyss? He smiles grimly. The armies of the Abyss are legion. There were more warriors with my same tale than there are grains of sand. Few survived as I did, however. How is it that you didn't die during all that? His brow furrows as he ponders a question. To tell you the truth, I do not know. There were times I wanted to die. There were times I tried to die. But I never did. Perhaps it was simply my fate to survive long enough to escape Gramash's grasp. I certainly do not question it overmuch. Well, I'm thankful you're here too. I am pleased to be of service. That's all I wanted to know. Very well. Let us move on then. There is much yet to do. Alright. Wait here until I return, and we take Athira back.
Yes, is there something you... I suppose we can spare...
Nothing else to discuss. Alright. Remind me, I already forgot. What was this Lich Skelf doing again? Concentration, spellcraft, spell resist. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. With that done, we have all this loot that we happen to get that we need to finally actually sell. Let's sell to resolve here. We have many, many things to sell. We should actually buy more heal potions, I think. Yeah, sell that one, it's no big deal. I wish we were getting more money for many of these things. I mean, they're so valuable. Hold on, Ring of Spell Battle. Athira, do you have... No, we can sell it. It's no big deal. And there we go. 640 grand. We're in good shape. Before I actually spend the money to upgrade the sword again...
Greetings.
I need to buy heal potions. I think that's a good point. 6 of them. Alright, now, the other upgrade I want to do is upgrading the sword to plus 5. I want to upgrade Enseric, add an enhancement bonus. Oh, we don't actually have to watch it, but now we have a plus 5 enhancement bonus on Enseric. That's beautiful! Do I want to upgrade it more? We've got acid damage already. We don't... If we got that permanent haste, we'd be able to remove the boots of speed and use Nasher's nimble boots, although the dexterity doesn't actually help. And the haste is so expensive, I don't think it's worth it. You know what? Oh wow, that's it. The enhancement bonus actually increases as time goes on. 70,000? Well, we have the acid damage, and we have the enhancement bonus. Do I want to upgrade it any more? Imagine if we had cold and fire. It would freeze and burn. Freeze or burn. That would be awesome. There's an idea for a D&D game if you ever do one. A sword that does cold damage and fire damage, called Freezer Burn. I like that idea. I think I should use that for something sometime. I like that. I like it a lot. But things cost money. You know what? I've changed my mind. We'll come back at some other time, maybe. For now, I think that's it. And I think I'm going to end this episode here. We've finally done all the exploration we can do on the river, and we've gotten all the allies we can, I think. Now the time has finally come to actually deal with the Valsharessa's armies. And for that, we're going to need to head, well, out into the wilderness. That'll be in the next episode, so until then, I'm Trustic44, that is Liam Johnson, Athira, and Deacon. This has been a Let's Play of Hordes of the Underdark, and I shall see you all next time.